Okay, it's pouring down rain outside here, and we always need rain around this place. And it's a nice gentle rain with no tornado alerts, which is fun. But anyway, working on this figure here. I still haven't decided on what kind of design I want to place on here. I've looked through all my research material and I just can't find one that appeals to me. Here's, just to show you some of the stuff I've come across. Here's you remember back a couple videos I said if you write to these galleries that have Western art, they'll send you these books, publications. When an artist has a special showing, this is one I received where they're going to feature the artwork of John Coleman, who's just a fantastic artist. And it has a lot of Indian road paintings on the cover here, so I just hung on to it because it's just more research material. But this guy is such a fantastic artist, just beautiful. These are three of the big Sioux chiefs that fought in the Battle of Little Bighorn. This is Sitting Bull, I think this is Crazy Horse, and this is Gall, three of the chiefs. And here's a bronze he did. I mean, this guy is just a fantastic artist. If you're in a Western museum, be sure to check out his work. It's just beautiful. Fantastic. And this is a book that a good friend of mine gave me that deals with artwork, craft work on buckskin, buffalo buckskin, and it's filled with all kinds of. Ooh, there's some nice ones there. I might have to look at these. But anyway, there's lots of them in here of what the Native Americans do with buckskin. Just beautiful work. Beautiful work. Anyway, we'll find one of these days. I'm going to mark that one. I like that one. Okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about, just to mention, is painting decoration on a carving. Now I did this one quite some time ago. Let's see if it has a date on it. 2019. It hasn't really been shown any other place other than on my website, which at the moment my sales have stopped. Not stopped, I've stopped them because I've just reached a point where I want to build up more of my supply in the gallery, and at the moment I'm on a period where my carving interest has kind of just dropped quite considerably. So until that picks up again, I'm just going to take it easy. Plus we have around here, this place, there are so many chores to do around here now. Judy and I are, well, she's already across that magic threshold of 80 years old, and boy, I'm going to hit it this year. And it's starting to show on us, I tell you. Things aren't as easy to do as they used to be. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about is painting, facial painting. Now this one here, this has been on my gallery site for, well, since 2019. And normally it would have been gone by now if for some reason it hasn't drawn the attention that my other carvings have. And I think the reason is because of the facial painting. People would rather have a carving with none, I think, or just a little bit, than they would this detailed here. Now, if any of you have seen the movie The Hostiles that starred Wes Studi, who's a local Cherokee boy from here in Oklahoma, and I can't think of the other guy's name, but anyway, it's a fantastic movie. In that movie, they're returning a chief to his homeland, so because he's sick and dying, and on their way there, they get attacked by a group of hostiles. And the leader of the group was called Buffalo Man. And if you look on Google and you search for Buffalo Man, hostiles, you'll get a couple photographs of this character that has this facial painting design, which I think is very neat. So anyway, I thought that would make a great carving, so I sat down here quite a few years ago and did this carving. And I titled this one The Trophy, because during the fight he picked up this 7th Cavalry hat, which the 7th Cavalry is Custer's unit that fought at Little Bighorn. So there's several things tied to this piece. There's the hat, or the Battle of Little Bighorn, the facial paint of the movie The Hostiles, and the shield here, which is Crazy Horse's shield. I think it's a fantastic little piece. I really I enjoyed doing it. It's just great. The expression on the guy's face, I don't know, I just really like it. I'm thinking of giving it to my son who lives next door, because he's been helping us out here quite a bit lately. So anyway, we got to that. So the next thing I thought we'd do is going through my old photographs this morning and over the past several days, because I'm really in a funk about doing this design on here. Until I find something, I'm just not going to do it, because I don't want to mess it up. So anyway, going through my old photographs prior to when I got my digital camera and started making videos and all this other stuff way back in the 90s and early 2000s. I thought we'd go through that, and I'll just show you some of my old Native American work, okay? I thought that would be interesting. So just let me push these back here. Go over here. Now these pictures here are all just Native Americans that I've done over the years. I just thought it might be interesting if you wanted to sit through this while I go back through them and show you some of the work that I've done. Now this one's called a war horse. I'll pull out some of these. A lady down in Texas collected up war horses, my war horses. So these are some of the ones that I did for her down in Texas. I can't see the date, but it's an early one. That's not a war horse. That's just a horses for rent cowboy horse. I think these are all the same. See what else is in here. That's the same too. Anyway, I did about 6 or 7 of the horses for this lady. We'll just lay that. Let me see that. Let me see that. This is an Indian. These are presentations photographs. I took a bunch of them that I sent out to publications. And believe me, these publications like Western Horseman, Oklahoma Today, Oh, Cowboy and Indian magazine, Southwest Art. They'll pick these up if you send them your pictures. Sometimes you'll get lucky, and they will publish and do an article on you, believe it or not. It doesn't work all the time, but it does work. Like they say, it pays to advertise, and if you don't do it, probably nobody else is going to do it. This one's called Laughing Water's Robe. I have some better pictures of that one right here, because I'm considering what the next project will be, and she pops up. I think this is a pretty project to do. So I'm considering that for our next project. Indian Brave. Well, that's one I just showed you, I think. Sally Redbird. That's a pretty little carving. Pretty little carving. Can't see when that, oh, that was done at 2000. Spotted buffalo. Indian on a horse. That's a pretty paint, pretty carving. Sally Redbird and Little Wolf. All I have is the negatives on that one. I don't know what happened to the pictures. Buffalo hump. Interesting. He's got a buffalo hat on. Nice. Nice drum there. That, let me look at that closely. You know, the drum's carved. Some of those drums I actually covered them with leather, just like a real drum. Worked out pretty well. This is called Indian Drummer. He's standing on a carved drum, and if you look close, I don't know if there's a close-up in here. There isn't. I think that's one of the ones that I actually made the drum with a leather top. Princess Redbird and Chief Mini Feathers. He's nice. She's nice, but I don't care for her expression now. I probably thought it was pretty clever when I did it, but I don't care for it now. But anyway, nice carving. He's a nice carving. She's got a nice dress on and robe. And a marked one. What's in here? Well, there she is again. She's pretty, I guess. Someone loves her. Scout, Indian Scout. I remember doing this one. He was a skinny dude. A good one. Nice expression. Like him. There's a different one. Here's a different one. Different pose. That's a pretty nice one too, I think. Here I am bragging about my own work. Navajo girl. Now that's sort of off the track. A non-Plains Indian. Turned out all right, I guess. Female Indian in a blue robe. This is a real early one here. I can tell by the base. Too bad it doesn't have a back view. I can tell the date. Probably on that one. Indian Warrior. It's pretty nice. I like that. Look, it's got a piece of packing foam stuck under his arm. I guess he's guess he's on a trip. Standing Red Bear. That's a nice one. I hope I'm not boring you with all this stuff, but I just thought it'd be good to take some time and do these. Yeah, this is back in the 90s. Pretty nice piece. Not that detailed. I mean, it's not that detailed as much as the other one. They got a red ribbon. Don't know what show. Beat out by Johnny Appleseed. Ooh, how shameful. God, Johnny Appleseed's a nice carving. Princess Bluebird with band. Pretty nice. I like the yoke up on top. That's why I like to do. Oops, lost the negative there. I gotta do that. I like to do Indians. There's just so much detail you can put on them. Now this one here, I saw it and I said, well, that would make a nice project. This was done back in the 90s too. There he is. Hey, he got his yellow ribbon. Hey, looky here, this guy, Pancho, he got 2 ribbons. I wonder what show this was. Interesting. Iowa show. Charlie 2 Moons and Sally Redbird in the 1998. Charlie Sycamore and Annie Muskrat. Now this will be an interesting one here. These are the first 2 Indians I did. Maybe oh, she looks rough, doesn't she? Let's see if I can get the date. Don't look like I can. No date on the, 1997, there it is. Anyways, those are the first 2 Indians I did. And Charlie Sycamore, I did him first, and then I did her, and then I started worrying. Being as I live in the Cherokee area around here, how would they be accepted, whether they would be accepted with names like that, or would I upset somebody because I'm using somebody's name? And I guess they were okay because I never got a complaint. I did get a complaint once. I can't remember what the carving was. This is another female, Sally Redbird. Yeah, she's got a papoose behind her. These were always a favorite at the wood carving shows. And they were so simple to do, to make the little papoose. Come on, where's the papoose? There he is. To make the papoose, I carved the papoose itself, and it was attached to the frame. And to make the little head in there, I used a Forstner bit and drilled a hole, and then carved a little circle of wood that would set down inside there, which I carved the face on. A lot of fun. Not that hard to do. Iron eyes, red robe with shield and pipe. Yeah, that's a nice carving there. Like that head. Nice. Lots of color. Wish I could paint like that now. But I can't. Chief Mini Feathers. Now this guy has a war bonnet. Nice carving. I like it. Nice robe. Tall. Skinny. Very nice. Really carved. This has some robe decorations on it. And here's one of an Indian on a horse. Really a nice carving. But that one went fast. Chief buffalo pipe. There's another one. There's that guy. He's kind of funny. Can't see the date. An early one though. I can tell early ones by looking at the bases, because I don't do the bases anymore like I did back then. But that's a nice carving there. Chief Mini Feathers. I think they just showed that one. Yep. Geronimo. I'm not going to show you that one. That's not a very good one, but I'll show it to you. I was showing my work downtown in a store down there, little town of Grove. It's all right. 1997. Hey, we all had to start somewhere, right? Indian bust, there's really nothing in there. Cactus Shack, not so much. Little Beaver. Judy's got to take a break. Little Beaver, well, I'll show you here. Little Beaver. This is Little Beaver. I'm considering him for the next project too. It's going to be either him or that other girl, I think. He's a neat little carving, which is fairly simple to do, which I think would appeal to a lot of people. And he still makes a real nice little carving. Not a big carving, but a little carving. But we can always make him big. Quanah Parker. Comanche Chief. This isn't Quanah Parker, but I'll show you this. Now I sent this out to Cowboy and Indians magazine, Standing Red Bear, to Cowboy and Indian magazine back in, this is 99 I made him, and they bid at it. And they ended up putting this fella in the magazine. And if you hang on just one moment, let me see. That's Quanah Parker. Just 1 second. Well, that's going to take a while, I think. Dig this out. So many of them up here. Here, come here, Judy. Just take a shot here. These are magazines that my carvings have appeared in over the years. Just all different kinds. Western Horseman, Southwest Art. There's a whole bunch of them in here. And see these up here? These are old carvings. There's Charlie Sycamore. Remember that one I told you about earlier? This don't have a date on it, but it's got some dust on it. Pretty crude, pretty crude. Like I say, you got to start somewhere. This one here I carved back in the 70s. Doesn't have a date on it either. Before we even bought this place up here, we were back here on home leave. I guess it's all right, but boy. I sure improved since then. There's all kinds of stuff up in here. It's a wonder. It's amazing what you'll find around this shop. There's another real early one. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to the Indians. It pays to advertise. Okay, Sammy Black Elk. Nothing in, look, there's a carving. I thought there was nothing in here, but negatives. There he is. He don't look happy, does he? Doesn't look happy. Oh, that's the Indians. Now here's some Mexicans. There's a good little poncho. Nice little carving. Here's Chico. Well, this is an old one. Lousy pictures. Sort of like Poncho. Chico. I could tell you a story about those carvings. Here's Poncho again. This took first place up at the big Iowa show they had. Nice carving. Nice bust. First place, and then it took second place all around in the caricature category. The first time I went up there, I believe. Pedro. This is another little Mexican. He's cute. And that's the end. But I took photographs of almost everything I did back then, and I've got a box over there just like this that's filled up to about here with cowboy carvings. We'll go through it someday if I don't bore you to death with this one. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video, and I'll figure out this thing pretty quick, and we can finish it, okay, because I think it's going to be a nice carving when it's done. All right, so that's it for this one. I'll talk to you later.